AFTV, great performance by the team today. Great goals, great performances. I mean, just brilliant today.
We were fantastic. We never got to see Wrighty on replay together. But Lacazette, he's a little Wrighty in front of goal. He pops shots and either makes the keeper work or there's a ricochet or something. And with Aubameyang, he likes to cut in. Similar. I'm not saying they're as good as the two great, but they're very similar. And they are two very good strikers. And
there's a good spirit between them as well, isn't there? Because you saw Lacazette when he scored the goal, straight over to Aubameyang on the bench to congratulate him.
Okay. I didn't actually spot that. I was celebrating like a madman, obviously. but if I'm honest, the thing that I like was Welbeck and Iwobi come in. Yeah. And they work harder, running-wise. Now, Iwobi shined today because he had the free role that Ozil had last few years, and Ramsey had that year when he scored 17 goals, right? That free sort of role. And when he's running at people, ball to feet, he's really good. He can't tackle or chest the ball or nothing, but he's really good at running at players. And when you play to his strengths, which the boss is doing, he shone today. But I was feeling the two strikers. When Aubameyang come off the bench, it was like I knew he was going to put a couple goals in. Because when he's been playing full games and not scoring recently, and you've noticed he's trying really hard. But the goals tally's popping up because he comes up with a brace and he's scored a lot of goals. Do you know what I mean?
And there's players today, you mentioned a couple of them already in Welbeck and Iwobi.
Yeah.
There's other players that were getting stick last season. Bellerin, I thought outstanding today. Holding was another one who played really well today. Yeah. Everybody seems to be stepping up, isn't it?
Look, it's a new manager and the system's changed slightly, and he's tightened it up a little bit. So, yeah, the manager has to take a lot of credit for what he's done because he's tried to be... He's very similar to Wenger. He's changed it a little bit, but not too much, and trying to just get it right. But let's be real, we played really well today, but when we played Man City and Chelsea, we fell short. I feel as though the manager intentionally tinkered because he didn't want to play what he thought was his best side, because if they had lost, it would have been psychologically damaging. And now we're seeing the benefits of that kind of mentality right off the first two games, and let's beat the small teams again like we used to when we were title contenders, you know?
I was thinking to myself, I would have loved to have seen what the Arsenal that's playing at the moment, how they would have played against Chelsea and City once they've sort of had a run of games, because those games came so early, especially for the new manager. But this team's definitely seems to be a few sloppy moments in the game, but there's a lot of spirit there to this team.
No, there is.
And a lot of quality as well.
Do you know what I was going to say? There's a lot of quality in the side, but I feel organisation is what's come in. And where, like I heard what Iwobi said, and where they're getting instruction, a young player like that, you can see where he's benefited from that. And the latter years of Wenger's reign, it was a lot of young players. So he carried on saying to them the same thing he said to the great players, just do your thing. And it didn't work, obviously, do you know what I mean? So it's one of them where I can see the organisation that's come in is good, but I think Ramsey was fantastic when he come on today with the goal and the way he conducted himself, even like when he was warming up and when he come out. And I don't like that his contract's being run down. No disrespect to Ozil, but Ramsey can actually tackle and he covers a lot of ground. And when we ain't got the ball, you still know he's on the pitch. Whereas people like Ozil and Iwobi, when we ain't got the ball, they might as well not be on the pitch. They are like the free-man role and strictly that, because they can't cut back. And how he is going to be allowed to walk when he's won us cups before. He ended the drought. Do you know what I mean? That's what legends are made of, winning trophies, and he's going to be allowed to walk.
You think we should reach out again to him and make sure we keep him at the club?
Yeah, of course. I believe that he shouldn't be allowed to leave because he's the longest serving player and he's a decent footballer. And to be honest with you...
He says he disagrees.
Yeah, that's cool. If people disagree, that's up to
He mentioned, with all due respect, he mentioned the season where he won us a trophy after all those years. Now, apart from that season, did he have a very good season after?
He won us another trophy after that.
No, wait, so I wasn't going to mention the other trophy. Do you know what I was going to say at the beginning of the interview, if you'd have heard, Iwobi had the free role today, yeah? Yeah. Ozil usually has that. The year that Ramsey scored 17 goals, he had that role. We bought Ozil, and then it changed. Ramsey went a bit deeper, Arteta went, and then he sacrificed himself, and Ozil got the free role. Has Ozil ever scored as many goals as Ramsey in a season? No.
Personally, I'd say if you're going to keep Ramsey, you're going to keep him in the number 10 role, right? Right, in my opinion, because that's the player he is. In my opinion, you keep Ozil in that role, even though he's not the best. I'd rather keep him than Ramsey. Out of the two, it's a bit like when we signed Fabregas, we had to get rid of Vieira. because you couldn't play the two in the same team. Same with Ozil and Ramsey. You keep one or the other.
Yeah, of course. Every man's entitled to their opinion, obviously, but Ozil's 30 now, isn't it? And Ramsey's 27. He's been at the club since he was 16. We bought him for £5 million from Cardiff, and he fucking replaced Fabregas and Nasri when he was premature. He weren't ready for that shit. And now he's going to have his best years elsewhere. We heard this before. How many players shall I list you? No, it's not a joke though. Man, laugh, but people are singing, we've got our Arsenal back. And as far as I'm concerned, Kroenke is moving in. And he's getting rid of the shareholders that just hold on to the shares for not for their monetary value, just to have a voice. So that's not the club my nan supported. So where we're getting our Arsenal back from, I don't know where all that's coming from, because Kroenke's moving in. So, you know, the club looks good. The team looks good right now. On the pitch, and I like the fact that we look organised. You know what I mean? But the strikers, wow, it's like Wright and Henry. So it's nice because we never got that. They sold on Wright in '99 for $3.5 million, and then Henry come that summer, innit? And we forgot about him quickly because once he started scoring. But them two, they play like the two, you know what I mean, that I'm mentioning. And if they can work together, the three up front today at the beginning of the game, they kept interchanging. Iwobi and Danny Welbeck and Lacazette, they interchanged 3 or 4 times today. They didn't know where they was, Fulham backline, because they couldn't track them. And yeah, but we played well today. I'm positive about today's performance. Fantastic performance.
Don't forget, each and every Friday on Channel 4, it's the Real Football Fan Show at 12 o'clock. It's the best football show on TV. Take my word for it. You can also catch up on all 4, but make sure you watch the programme, the Real Football Fan Show.